Hey guys, so this is going to be a review of the new Policeman by Kate Thompson. This book shocks me. Like, I picked this from the book shed, so it was free. And when I picked it up, I didn't notice that it won a children's book award, so I didn't know it was like a book for children. So my expectations were kind of low, but OMG, I really like this. So, without giving too much away, this all takes place in Ireland, and basically this boy discovers like a world within a world, and it all like affects like time and stuff. It's really good. You can tell, obviously, if you know Irish kind of what would you call it again? um you won't call it anthology, what would you call it? You won't call it old wives' tales. You might call it old wives' tales, but you know the whole thing, like islands, like in like kind of fairies and that mythical. That's it. The mythical thing that like in like the belief, like Irish beliefs and stuff. It kind of links up to that. So it's a really good like fantasy read. Like, I don't really read fantasy, but I really enjoyed this one. Like, for a kid's book, this shocked me because I didn't find that I was just like, I found that I was being sucked into it. Usually I find with like young adult books that the writing can be quite basic and a bit dull, but I found this really interesting and I really did enjoy it. So I wouldn't let it be like, I wouldn't let it the fact that it's a child's book put you off from reading it, because as I said, I really enjoyed it. And what's unique is at the end of each chapter it has kind of these scores. Ooh, I just missed it. I had these like scores, I think they're flute notes, because it all revolves around music as well, specifically the flute. And from what I've read as well, if you have the audio version of this book, it actually plays the notes, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna assume the notes are actually real. I don't know. I don't know anything about musical kind of scores and stuff like that. Would you call him scores? I don't know. That's how much I'm not really into that side of music, because I don't even know what you call it. Play sheets. Instrument sheet, I don't know. I'm gonna stop now. But yeah, so I gave this 5 stars. As I said, I actually really surprisingly enjoyed it. So yeah, I do definitely recommend this. As a child as well, I recommend, if you're a child watching this video and you're wondering whether to read it, you should read it. And if you're an adult wondering if you should read it, you should read it. But yeah, especially if you're not a massive what's it into the fantasy, I feel that if fantasy is your go-to like genre, you may not necessarily like this one. You may think it doesn't go in like in depth. um Whereas, because obviously adult fantasy books can be like really good and detailed and stuff like that, but if you're somebody who's kind of not read fantasy before, then yeah, I'd give this one a read. So that's it for this review. So bye guys.